cost component of what you do. Many of us desire stuff, but we don't know the cost component. We've not factored into consideration the required sacrifice, the price we need to pay to achieve what we want. Seeing the end result gives us the initial joy and spark and energy to start. We need to keep seeing the end result and stay in the game to be able to attain and achieve what we desire. So energy drops under stress. And this generation is so stressed. Our stress has been multiplied. Technology is supposed to reduce the stress. Someone humorously said, people who lived in the previous generations, when they see the privilege we have through technology, that they will say, God, it's not fair. How can you give this generation this kind of advantage? Things that will take us 2 years to do, they can do it in 1 hour using technology. It's not fair that we suffer the way we suffer in our generation without these tools, without these aids, without these technological advantages and systems to make life easier. But the truth is, as much as technology has helped to make life easier in many areas, stress has been on the high side more than ever before. Because there's something called Facebook depression. And one of the syndromes of depressive disorders, they have studied into it to see how social media has even increased the rate of suicide, the rate of dissatisfaction, low self-esteem among teenagers especially. People are so stressed and so worked up by virtue of the pressure that comes with the life of fantasy and unrealistic expectations that come from what people see on social media. So it has its other side. Energy drops under stress, and our generation is facing a lot of stress. Stress from the global economic recession that's happening. Many nations are finding it very difficult to fund school, to fund education, to fund healthcare. Is becoming a lot. Not only African nations. You read of people going on strike, industrial action in Western nations for dissatisfaction with their living conditions. This is happening everywhere. So the stress and the pressure that is coming, the economic realities of our time is a serious one. And energy, momentum, motivation and energy drops with stress. The more stress goes up, the less motivated people become in any phase and in any setting. The final reason I want to mention why motivation fades and why it's not sustainable to hang our expectations on motivation alone is that comfort competes with our commitment. Now you have made a commitment to say, this is what I want to do. You've identified it. You're excited about it. You probably told your friends about it. However, comfort competes with commitment. The same you that say I want to read one book every month, the same you that I want to finish one online course, get some certification before the first quarter of the year, the same you are still watching the number of movies you used to watch before, watching the number of matches you used to watch before, following, spending your time the way you used to spend it before. You still want to sleep like you used to sleep before. And you want to finish your master's with the first class. You want to achieve a particular milestone. You want to grow your business to a particular height before the first 6 months of the year, before the year ends. That desire for comfort competes with our commitment a lot. And if comfort wins over commitment, we lose the game. We lose the game. The game of achieving our goals, because convenience is the way that is the easy way, is the easy part, is the way that your flesh will want to take. Sleep a little. You shouldn't kill yourself. That's all, you are not doing badly. You are better than some of your friends. You are pushing yourself too hard. Take it easy with life. By the time comfort creeps in, and convenience creeps in, you don't want to take risk. You don't want to stretch. You don't want to go the extra mile. You don't want to make any extra commitment. Comfort has won already. And then the excuses begin to fly. That's a sign that commitment has flown out of the window. By the time you're asked, how many books have you read? Have you started your first book this year? An excuse pops up. Have you started the online course? You say you're going to start. An excuse pops up. Have you contacted any mentor, coach, guide to help you the journey of what you said you desire to pursue this year? An excuse pops up. What have you done on your business plans lately? An excuse pops up. How many jobs have you applied this year? You're trusting God to change your job or to scale, to rise higher? An excuse pops up. That is a life that has resigned to the default state of comfort. And when comfort wins over commitment, there's no going forward. Motivation fades and the journey dies and ends there. Many people desire, wonder why they are not reaching their goals, and all of these are the reasons. There are momentum killers that make it difficult for people to sustain in a particular direction. I call them momentum killers. Fly an emoji if you can hear me. Fly your favorite emoji. Everyone, let me see it fly. Let me be sure. Comfort is not winning. Nobody's sleeping. Thank you, guys. I can see the emojis fly. Momentum killers. What are the momentum killers we want to talk about? The first I want to mention tonight is perfectionism. Perfectionists are people who are never ready to start because they never feel ready to start. The excuse is, if it's not perfect, we will not start. Waiting for perfect time, perfect help, perfect opportunity, perfect systems, perfect. Even marriage, they are not ready. They are waiting for a perfect person. They are waiting for a perfect opportunity. They are waiting for when they'll be the only one to apply for that job. Nobody else to compete with them. The perfect time to start a business. Perfect. The perfect world does not exist. You are not perfect. You are not. Absolutely not. So perfectionism is a killer of momentum. People are not able to sustain what they do, because I dropped something on my WhatsApp channel some days ago about execution velocity, the speed with which you execute, you deploy your ideas to action. How that is one of the core soft skills now differentiating winners from losers in this current world that we are living in. If you're not a fast executor, to deploy, to act fast, learn fast, fail fast, make your mistakes fast, learn from them fast, recover fast, and win, you'll be left behind. Perfectionism comes with mastery. Mastery comes with execution. Mastery comes with practice. Mastery comes with exercise. Mastery comes with repetition. If you see people that are like angels, almost flawless, it's because they've gained mastery by consistency. So one of the killers of momentum as we seek to drive our vision and goals for the year is perfectionism. We're waiting for everything to be perfect, and then we delay commitment. And from delaying commitment, comfort and convenience takes the day, and we are not able to even gather to put ourselves to action anymore. Another is lack of clarity. If we're not clear about what we want, this is a new year. We did year-end set. We did last month to set the stage, the tone for the year. If you're not clear about what you desire, what your goals are, it's not too late. You can clarify that tonight. That would have been a big achievement for you from the webinar for this month. To list, where are you going to? What do you want to do? You can help. Ask for help. You can be guided. Depending on where you are on your life stream, what do you want for this year? Break that down into the month, break that down into the week, break that down to the day. What are you doing about what you want every day? To say this is what I want, and your day doesn't add you in that direction, you don't really want it enough. Clarity helps you break down what you need and what you desire, and helps you act on it. Number 3 is structure. When there's a lack of structure, momentum dies. The goal of today's session and the webinar for this month is to structure our desires and structure the approach, the how we take to the pursuit and the achievement of these goals. to the end that we are able to achieve them with clarity, and we can see our progress, we can see our journey, we can see the pace we are going, and say, this is where I was, this is where I am now, this is where I hope to be next, step by step, a team. As a saying in French, you go step by step, you go one step after another. It's only structure that helps you do that. It's like climbing the rungs of a ladder. There's the joy, there's the hope, there's a sense of accomplishment. I'm not up there yet, but I'm one step the ladder. I'm one step off the ground. One step up off the ground is one step up the ladder. One step up the ladder is one step closer to my goal. Don't despise the small steps. That's why structure is important. Eating an elephant, they say, is best done by breaking it into bits and pieces. As you structure your activities, you are able to follow through in a very sustainable way and in a very predictable way. The next is emotional fatigue, and this is possible to deal with. It's one of the momentum killers as well, and it happens to all of them. That's why we say we should not live in the realm of motivation or the realm of feelings, because emotional fatigue can come and people can become completely worn out. You say, how far engineer? You've been shouting, disturbing everybody that you are now an engineer, you are studying engineering. Say, leave me, I'm tired. You know this from your experience, where your friends come and they say, how far? They mention a particular goal or something you were very crazy about, and you say, oh no, I don't want to hear that anymore, because now the pressure is turning on you, the emotional fatigue that comes with the prize you want to. We need to learn to deal with that pressure so we can sustain momentum. Quickly, the momentum model. I want to give us a framework around how to sustain momentum towards the goals we desire to achieve. The reason why we do this, that we do in GILTOP, is because I've looked at Africa as a continent. My little traveling around, experiences with friends and people around. We are so blessed. We are so favored. We have everything that we need. However, we don't have actionable people who are self-driven, who are purposeful enough, who have the personal leadership, commitment, and initiative to drive towards the development of our continent. We wait for external help. We wait for external aid. We wait for saviors to come from somewhere, somehow, to fix us, to save us, to help us. But no, the future generation of Africans need to be people of action, need to be people of creativity and initiative, need to be people of leadership and responsibility. That's why we do what we do at GILTOP, is to give the consciousness, especially to young African professionals, that we can wake up and take responsibility to change the current situation we see in our nation and in our dear continent. Through what? Through proper goal setting and visionary living. If we are visionary enough and we structure how to achieve that vision, we will see transformation. Be able to bet initiatives that can even help people out of poverty. Be able to bet initiatives that can improve the life of another person. Let it be that you wake up and someone is thanking God that you are alive, because your life is adding meaning and adding value. If you don't have graduates that have finished their education and they are wondering, what should I do with my life now? Parents were struggling to get admission and register their children in institutions. When they get the admission and get entry into those institutions, the same parents begin to struggle to look for the money to fund and pay for the education. When they finish paying for the education, the sad thing is that the same parents, aged and elderly now, are now running around to look for a job for the same children. The journey never ends. Now the children have the education even more than their parents had. But in many cases, they are in no way better. There's no shift, there's no change. The same parents now restlessly, in many cases, are now running around and having a hard time, stress of saying, How can my son or daughter get something to do? This is one big gap under employment and unemployment in sub-Saharan Africa of 63.8%. There's millions of African young people that are idle, and you know the consequence of idleness among your people. So all the things we do, all the series we take, is to bring us to the place of action, is to bring us to the place of responsibility, that will begin to bet initiatives that can improve the outcomes of our lives and the outcomes of our nations. That is how nations are transformed. GDP is gross domestic product, and the productivity of any country comes from the productivity of our people. It's a sum total of the productivity of the populace. If we have professionals that are non-productive to themselves and or to the nation itself can't move forward. So education doesn't just end with the certification we have acquired already. It has to do with our vision. Now you are a graduate, what next? Now you have a degree, what next? Now you are in the university, what next? Now that you are finishing university, what next? Now you are a core member, what next? This momentum model is a framework that will help you move your life forward and take ownership and take responsibility. The first M is meaning. Somebody should put that for me in the comment section. Meaning. 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 Type it in the comment. Let me see it coming. Meaning. The first M. We're going to spell the word momentum. Laura, fast fingers, and type it. Thank you, guys. Meaning. Meaning. If we've not defined purpose, if we've not found the meaning, the goal, the cause for which we are excitedly committed to something, it will be difficult, very, very difficult to make any sense out of it. Why does this matter? If the reason is weak, consistency is going to die. Consistency won't survive where there is no meaning. So there must be a definition of this really makes sense and this means a lot. I was telling someone the opportunity to work internationally, to work outside of the country and all of this. I've contemplated some of these things for some years, 2-3 years now. And I was telling someone, I said that something is good for other people doesn't mean it is good for you. Maturity is knowing what is good for you. And that is the definition of meaning. It saves you from competition. It saves you from comparison. It saves you from jealousy. It saves you from stress. It saves you from unnecessary pressure. You have found meaning and a source of fulfillment, even if it is temporarily demanding, temporarily stressful, temporarily inconveniencing, temporarily challenging for you as a person. The sense of meaning and purpose keeps you going, and you are able to find the sense of fulfillment beyond what the present outcomes to drive you in the particular direction of the vision. Letter O, momentum. One clear target. Somebody should put that for me in the comments, please. One clear target. One clear target. There's an exercise I used to conduct in most of my trainings, live trainings. Thank you, Dave. One clear target. I ask my audience, describe yourself in one word. Summarize yourself in one word. Tell me who you are in one word. Can you define your mission statement in one sentence? Can you summarize what your goal is? One clear target. M is meaning. O is one clear target. When you are not clear, you say purple cows, right? When you are not clear, you are vague about what you want to achieve. It slows you down so much. Imagine two people running at night in a thick forest. One has a headlamp or a proper lamp or torchlight, and the second person is running without any light. Who will be faster? And who will arrive at destination faster? So any price you pay to gain clarity, any time you spend to reflect, to self-reflect, people don't spend time with. Some people have not made themselves in a long time. They don't spend time to reflect and to introspect their personal journey. That is why they just run with what's popular, run with what they see their friends do or recommendation from someone, and they get stuck because there's no clarity. Meaning, one clear target. You go one step at a time, just like climbing a ladder that we mentioned. That's how momentum is sustained. Number three, the next spelling in momentum is letter M, M-O-M, minimum daily action. Somebody should type that for me in the comment. Minimum daily action. To sustain momentum. Thank you, wisdom. To sustain momentum, you need meaning. You need to define where you're going to. You need to make it clear, summarized. Thank you, guys. And then you define the minimum daily action you need to put in place to achieve and arrive at your destination. Minimum daily action. I need a new job. I need to change my job. I need to change my job. Saying it won't do any good. Thank you, that's rich. No, saying it alone won't make any difference. When last did you go online to check for vacancies? When last did you review your CV? Minimum daily action. When's last did you send your CV to a senior friend or mentor to review and give you a constructive feedback? When last did you update your CV? When last did you take a course online or attended a webinar or something that would improve your mind? When last did you read a book? When last did you submit an application? I'm taking it now step by step. Submit an application to institutions you desire to work with. When last did you make a bold step, even towards volunteering or interning, where you can get some relevant experience that can give you some advantages? These are practical questions to show you whether you are taking the necessary minimum action in a direction of your vision or not. I just used the example of someone saying, I need a new job, to point out some minimum daily action. As little as 10 minutes to check online what vacancies are out currently. Even if the date has passed, what requirements did they fit as desirable essential competencies for this role that I desire? How many of these competencies do I have already? Minimum daily action. Let me call, let me reach out to someone on social media and WhatsApp that I know that is already working in a sector I desire to be in, just to greet the person. How are you? How is work? Use the weekend to visit the person and 30 minutes of interaction around what it feels like to work in that space. What and what do I need to get some coaching, some interaction, some orientation, some insight? Minimum daily action. You must not start with 14 hours, 2 hours, no. Not perfect execution, no. Small, daily, non-negotiables. Things you must do to fit the needle every day. To make sure that you are not the same person you were yesterday. That you are always growing and something about you is always improving. And there's the positive shift in the direction of the vision. One step up the ladder is progress. Is one step off the ground. One step up the ladder is one step closer to your destination. One step up the ladder is one step less for your journey. You are covering and bridging the gap. So see it that way. What's the minimum daily action I need to define for this thing I desire? Sometimes desires can kill us. If we desire this without taking action, the frustration is so much, especially if you are vocal and loud about what you want and you make a lot of noise, online or offline. Those noise can come back and haunt you, because noise without action will be like a mockery. The same people, the same condition, nothing is changing, even with all they say and say and say and say. Africans can talk. Go online and see analysts. Summary, you go for meetings, they take a lot of time talking and talking and talking. But when it comes to execution, really daily action. Be a person of action. E, environment design. Can someone help me with that on the comment section? Let me be sure we are together. Environment design. Dauda is here. Thank you, Dauda. Environment design. Remember, we are taking a framework. Sarah Kamara is here from Sierra Leone. We have a full house. Sierra Leone is here, South Sudan is here, Nigeria is here. I don't know if my guy from UK is here. Though. Momentum. M for meaning. O for one clear goal. M for minimum daily action. E for environment design. Environment design. What is environment design? Environment design means removing friction and adding the things that will make it easy for you to do what you need to do. As simple as putting your boots, sports shoes close to the door. It's environment design. It makes you remember I need to go for my jogging today. I need to go for my road walk today. My sports shoes are already here. I need to wake up. As little as putting the book near your pillow. Oh, I've not read today. I promised myself 4 pages at least. You pick that book and you read, no matter how sleepy you are. Environment design. As little as putting your phone away from you or putting it on silent. I don't want to spend too much time on social media or logging, having times when you say from social time to social time, no social media. I'm blocking. There's one called time blocking to help you focus. Time blocking to improve your efficiency and productivity. No social media. I'm blocking. I'm keeping my phone away to focus on this and that and this environment design. As little as, oh, I need a reading table, I need a reading chair, I need a shelf. All this excuse of I'll read on the bed, I'm just deceiving myself before you know I sleep. I'll sit on my table, my chair, and make sure I environment design. Environment design. Environment design. Most of us, our environments betray our commitments. Our environment betray our intention. Our environment drown the very desires we have and make it very difficult for us to attain what we desire to attain. Because everything is contrary to the direction of the code we want. Comfort wins over commitment because no environmental system and setup to help us balance our priorities. Fly an emoji if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me be sure we're together. I really want you not to miss. Thank you, guys. I see you flying. Very important that you don't miss out on what we're discussing because people want, oh no, I thought this year would be the year I would have done this. Oh no, I was very expectant. I was very hopeful. I was very optimistic. In fact, I really wanted to. I really desire to. Desire alone is not enough. The steam of desire and motivation cannot power the engine of success to the final destination. If there's no sustainability to the structures and systems we put into life, it will be difficult to predict the finishing of the journey and the attainment of our goals. Remember, we are having the framework called the momentum model. MENT. We're in letter N now. Numbers tracking. Somebody should help me with that in the comment section. Numbers tracking. Letter N in momentum stands for numbers tracking. What is number tracking? Number tracking is accountability. Thank you, guys. Wow. Many fastest fingers at the same time. Numbers tracking. Numbers tracking. Thank you, Gatwitch. What is numbers tracking? Numbers tracking means you are able to measure. Whatever you can measure, you can monitor. Whatever you can monitor, you can't improve. Measurability is a very, very important indicator of sustainability and improvement. If you can't measure anything, you can't improve on that thing. Measurement helps you know how far you are from your goal. Quality can be measured, quantity can be measured. The extent to which you are able to attain to where you are going to. So, numbers tracking, you begin to track by minimum daily action. How many days streak have I achieved? The mentor was saying she started learning Spanish on a particular app and she had 800 and something days streak that she didn't want to lose. 800 and something days is more than 2 years of not missing one day. Learning Spanish online. You know, someone from Africa said, I want to learn the Spanish language and practice every day for more than 2 years without missing. At the 870 something day, she almost missed and said, no, I can't lose my 800 something days and go back to square zero by missing one day. I need to track it. At times set an alarm and plan and structure how members tracking. They are able to monitor your progress. And T is try. Try. Somebody should put that for us. Try. Try. Because thank you, Dauda. Numbers tracking is linked to tribe. What is tribe? Tribe are the support systems, the people we follow. Thank you, guys. The people that's the family. Yeah. I call it a family, I call it a group, I call it your support group. People that are like-minded. Thank you for technology now. You can have groups online on WhatsApp of people that are committed to the same cause like you desire to. Somebody sent me a message on LinkedIn today from the United States. I have seen your work. I wrote like I have 2 books on medication safety that I wrote. I've seen your work in medical pharmacy, pharmacy management, and what you do. I want to connect with you and all of that. Please mute your mic, Juliet. Please mute your mic. Thank you. Hi. She's practicing as a pharmacist. Very experienced pharmacist in the United States. Saw my profile and what I do and said, this person can be my tribe. I love the research. I love the dexterity. I love the initiative, the commitments, the direction of research interest and development and all of this. When we connect, let's improve the work together. Tribe, accountability systems. You isolate yourself as a one-man soldier, it's very difficult to achieve your goal. When you collaborate, the word collaboration is a very powerful word, and Africans have a big problem with collaboration because we have a big problem with trust, even from the way parenting is done in Africa, from the way education is done, teachers and everything, from the way the culture is. There's a lot of suspicion, witchcraft activities, envy, enemy of progress, as they call it. People are suspicious of their neighbors and the people around them because of the things they have seen. It makes it difficult for people to have the open heart towards partnership, towards collaboration. And that is why it limits us and keeps us small. We need to find our tribe. Somebody should help me put that. Find your tribe. Find your tribe. Find your tribe. Find your tribe. You need to find your tribe. The people who vibe along same direction, like you do, 2, 3, 4, whatever direction. And you can have different tribes for different area of interest, different area you desire to grow in. If you want to build your body, physical fitness, you need a tribe of committed people with a similar vision. If somebody say, I want to build my business is not growing. I want to open more shops. I want to spend more time in my shop, in my business now. And you want to build your own body, your physical, you want to lose weight, you want to be physically fit, you want to work on your health. You are not in the same class, you're not in the same tribe. You need to go find someone with a similar vision. That way, you can support yourself. You can have same accountability partner. You can remind yourself, send reminders. I will exercise today. This is something I saw online. When you do this, a new style of exercise, do you have a weighing scale for checking your weight? What's the progress like? And all of that and all of this. Supporting each other. Try. Let's upgrade identity. This is a very big one. Somebody should help me with that in the comments. Upgrade your identity. Upgrade identity. Upgrade identity. Upgrade identity. The problem of identity is a very serious one for us. Very serious one. I know my journey around that. And that's why I see myself like a mindset surgeon now. We do a lot of surgical operations when it comes to issues of mindset and identity because of my personal struggles and the things I have learned observing life in Africa and observing the possibilities that come with the consciousness we carry about our identity. When you say, I am trying, I want to do this, I really wish I can do this. You are sounding helpless. Truth is, there's the consciousness of insufficiency in the African culture. It's like the half empty, half full syndrome. A cup is in front of you with water inside. The water is not up to the brim. The water can be at the mid level of the cup. And you ask two persons, what do you see? Say, the water is half full. Another person say the water is half empty. It's a matter of their mindset. Same situation, different mindset. The mindset of insufficiency. Someone needs to help me. I need a destiny helper. My uncles are not remembering me. My parents didn't sponsor me. They didn't support me in my education. They didn't give me money to start a business. Identity of a weakling, identity of a failure, identity of a loser, identity of a helpless person is what I see everywhere. My friends have not gotten big jobs, they have forgotten me. They are no longer picking my calls, they are not supporting. Identity, identity, identity. When you say I am becoming, I am becoming. The change is happening within me. I am a success, I am a winner, I can do it. You empower yourself when you speak that way because you are able to release positive energy that empowers you to make things happen. A powerful thought leader once said, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you are right. If you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you are right. Identity must have a very healthy self-esteem. And it's not something somebody can do for you. You need to do it for yourself. You need to know who you are important, you are special. You need to know you are valuable, and you need to know you are more than what people think you are. Many people are so conscious of their deficiencies and insufficiencies. You ask them, so what are your gifts? Say, me, I have stage fright. Me, I'm a shy person. Me, I don't know how to do business. They only know the things they don't know how to do, but they don't know the things they know how to do. Very weak self-consciousness, very low mentality, very weak sense of identity, inferiority. And as I said, it's something that happens by the way people were raised from home, parenting, education, and school. It affects us a lot, even in the workplace, even in the business place. People are not able to bid for deals and negotiate for what they are due, to defend the quality they can bring to the table. I feel very inferior, very unfulfilled. We attach lots of titles to our names on social media to psychologically make up for the whole deficiency in our soul. Even with all the titles, we still don't feel we can deliver. We still don't feel we are up to the task. It's difficult to assert ourselves and say, this is what I think we should do. People would rather say, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Because they don't want to offend anyone, or they don't think their thoughts are qualitative enough. Tell somebody, you've been teaching for 15 years. You've not written one book that can help parents, that can help students, that can help school owners or proprietors, or that can bring policies around education from the government. What are you doing? So say me, is it me that will write a book that will start laughing at themselves because they don't see the identity as someone that can contribute to knowledge. But the people that are writing books that have improved humanity to age, they don't have two heads. Experience of 15 years in teaching, even if it's a primary school, is valuable enough to be curated into an information that we have the next generation. But we don't have that mindset. Please fly an emoji if you can hear me. I'm very passionate about this, and I really want us not to miss it. A weak sense of, what do you think? I'm just a 100 level student. I'm just a 200 level student. I'm just a young graduate. I don't have sponsors. I don't have money. We know the things we don't have, but we don't know the things that we have. We have the markets, guys. Africa has the youngest population on earth. 50% of Africans are less than 25 years old. The futures in Africa, all other races and continents are coming to Africa for business, for collaboration. Even musicians want to collaborate with Africans. Africans. Why? Because they can see the youngest population on earth producing the workforce of the world. Go to nations like Canada. The income generating population of these Western nations, access and everything, the sports people, professionals, they generate a lot of money for this nation. In addition to the brain power they bring and productivity they bring. To upgrade our identity and not think it's time to choose a course to study. And people choose the least, the weakest, the smallest. They don't feel they deserve something better or something good. Anything you give me is okay. They can't say what they desire because people will say, "Who do that?" They used to say Nigerian balance. But no. We need to correct that mindset and upgrade our identity. How do you upgrade your identity? Exposure. How do you upgrade your identity? Mentorship. How do you upgrade your identity? Knowledge. Reading. The truth makes you feel, manufactures you to freedom when you know the truth of who you are, the truth of your competencies and what you can do. How do you upgrade your identity? Service. When you volunteer to serve and learn, you discover certain abilities, skills, competencies you thought you didn't have. You have it. So if you think I have stage fright, I'm not a public speaker, I can speak, I am shy. A little opportunity comes and somebody says, "Can you volunteer and do this?" As you avail yourself, you see different expressions of the gifts you have coming up. They ask you, what are your strengths? Zero. Some people don't know any strengths that they have. What are your weaknesses or problems? Or they know plenty. But you have your superpower leverage. There are many things you can do that many people on earth cannot do. And you are robbing the world. You are denying us of the benefit we should enjoy from your existence if you don't discover yourself and upgrade your identity. And it begins with your mindset. 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 Somebody put it for me in the comments. I am special. I am special. Tell yourself, I am special. Let me see it coming. I am special. You need to reinforce this information. Let it become your consciousness. I am special. As you are saying it, you want to sleep. You are now thinking, in what ways am I special? What are the things I know how to do? What are the things that come to me easily? When you go for a job interview, they tell you, why should we give you this job? I used to tell my class, my students call me class sometimes when I take sessions with them, when I'm privileged to have the time to take. Why should we give you this job? I'm a graduate. Are you the only graduate? I have a degree. Are you the only person that have a degree? They want to know the uniqueness, the unique competencies you possess, and the unique value you put to the table that differentiates you from others. You must know you are special. You must know the ways in which you are. And reinforce that and strengthen that. It will make up for your weakness and deficiencies because you have tribe and collaborative people that can help you in the areas where you are weak. But the areas where you are strong, invest in those areas. The last M, micro wins. Micro wins. Micro wins. They are already typing micro wins. Thank you, guys. You are really with me tonight. Micro wins. Fly an emojis to celebrate the wins. Let me see. Micro wins. Celebrate small progress. Thank you, dear. Celebrate small progress. When was the last time you celebrated yourself, guys? When was the last time? Some people wait until their birthday, then they go and take a photo in the studio or do something. When was the last time you celebrated a win in your life? Many people are really celebrating other people, but not themselves. Celebrate the small progress you are making in your life. Why are Africans now committing suicide? What's happening? Why are young people coming down with mental health issues? This is not who we are. People have lost the sense of gratitude, and when that is lost, we become vulnerable. Micro wins. Celebrate small progress because momentum feeds on visible progress. Yesterday I weighed this kg, today I'm 1 kg less is progress. Yesterday I read this number of chapter. Today I was able to read this number of pages. Is progress. Yesterday I said I was going to check vacancies online and review my CV. Today I have reviewed the CV and even sent it to someone to proofread for me and cross-check for me. Is progress. Celebrate my progress. Practical exercise. Take out 5 minutes. Take out 5 minutes. You can use your phone to do this. Get a tab, get your note. You can screenshot this exercise and make sure you do it. Those who are serious can even start doing it now. 5 minutes only. Remember with the execution velocity, the fastness with which you execute matters a lot, especially this year. It's not just accumulating knowledge, it's what you do with the knowledge that counts. Practical exercise. What should you do? Write one goal for the next 30 days. One goal for the next 30 days. What should you do? Follow it up by writing one minimum daily action. One minimum daily action. What should you do? Add one accountability partner to it. Finally, one environmental change you will be making to help you attain that goal. I take it again for the last time. Practical exercise. You can screenshot it, go right away. One goal for the next 30 days, the next 1 month. One minimum daily action to help you attain that goal. One accountability partner to help you in fulfilling and checking up on your progress towards the goal you have stated. And then one environmental change you seek to make. One environmental change you seek to make. If you got it, fly an emoji. Practical exercise. So that all what you've learned will not just end up as theory. I want to leave you with a closing charge. Very important. Very important. Number one, consistency can be boring. You need to get used to it. The life champions are people who are comfortable with boredom. No time to overflow this one. Champions are people who are specialized in doing a few things. Well, champions are not people who do everything. Champions are people who know how to do a few things, they narrow their priorities. You can call the CR7, the Ronaldo's for you, the Wale Shoyinkas for you. The world doesn't know them for 100 things. The world knows them for one thing. Some business, some literature, some science, some sports. Nelson Mandela, their names I call now, they are not from your village. They are not your uncle, but you know those names. They are not from the same country, but you have heard the name. How did you hear the name? Because they were king in their domain, just one domain of mastery. So successful people are comfortable with boredom. They are at home with being bored. They are at home with being married to a few priorities, the necessary priorities of the assignment for the long term. For the long term. And this generation is finding it difficult. That's why marriages are suffering in this generation. This generation find it difficult to stay committed for the long term because the attention span is reducing by effect of social media. There's intolerance for boredom, tolerance for repetition. When people are inconsistent, at even wait for it bad before video plays, people can't wait. They are not patient anymore. 5 seconds is too long. People are so deficient in their attention economy is so poor. They can't give attention to the things that can make them masters, make them strong in their field. You are a student, but you hate to read. You are a young professional, you hate to read. You are in business, you hate to read. It means you hate to succeed. We must learn to know that no matter how boring some things are, we need to give that the commitment it takes to be with the discipline that will help us achieve what we desire to achieve. So we must be comfortable with repetition and consistency because momentum is built in the ordinary days. We don't wait for special days to go for training. If you're a sports professional, you don't wait for special day to eat well. If you want to live well or exercise, you do it every day. That would culminate. You don't wait for special days to give your best in your business. If you want to grow your business, if you are serious about your business, you want to do it every day. every day counts. Success is repetition and not intensity. The consistency with which we are able to compound over time the cumulative outcomes of our little effort, and remembering what you always wanted, is what discipline is. Reminding yourself why you are doing what you are doing and what you really wanted that brought you to where you are to help you stay true to your vision. Fly an emoji if you are still here as we wrap up very quickly. For the next 7 days as we close, you need to show up even if you don't feel like it. You need to say, I'm going to give my best even when I don't feel like giving my best. Um, Momentum is not emotional, it is behavioral. It is character. I was telling someone, I say character is a very important part of competence. And that's one big thing I've seen that African professionals need to learn. Travel a little around Africa and I see foreign organizations employ Africans and do very excellent job. Very excellent job. If you walk across the street from that foreign organization to a local organization or a local facility or a government-run facility, you will find fellow Africans there doing a very terrible and very shabby job. What's the difference? Same Africans, same citizens, same nationalities, some same profile, nurse, doctor, teacher, same profile, same degree, same training. Some are giving their best, excellent commitment to their work. Some, nothing to write home about. Momentum is not emotional, it's behavioral. The behavioral side of professionalism, the character side of competence, is one of the gaps that GILTOP Global Consult is bridging in Africa. We do what we do at GILTOP to bridge that competence gap in the realm of character. What makes a professional? I was speaking at a forum on Saturday online. It's a complete package. It's threefold: the head, the hand, and the heart. Competence is not the head only. The head talks of technical competence, professional competence, technical know-how. That's not all there is to competence. There's the hand aspect of competence. The hand talks about vocational skills, not just the head, professional and technical. The hand talks about vocational skills. The hand talks about executive ability. The hand talks about deployment, the ability to be on ground, hands on. You are very technical and sound, you know the job, but you are not available. You can be useful. You are the best surgeon in town, a surgery needs to be done, you are away, you traveled out of town. You can be useful to us if you are not around when the patient needs the surgery to be done now. We need a hand that is readily and presently available. That's the hand component. And the heart component to competence and to professional development is so important. On moral excellence. So the heart. I'm writing a book on the heart of healthcare. Future of our healthcare in Africa. And the heart component, the empathy, the compassion, the ability to feel for other people, and the moral integrity that should back up what we do, compromises a whole lot. The head can be excellent, the hand can be excellent, but the heart is a terrible heart, a wicked heart, a corrupt heart. Corruption are dealing with in Africa. It's on a level that we need God to help us, and we need a mindset shift. It's on a level that it has become a warfare. Something needs to be done to salvage that future generation. If this heart component is missing, and we go into politics, we go into leadership, let's say leaders of tomorrow, it will be terrible. So momentum is not emotional only, it is behavioral. It is behavioral. Behavioral. Somebody should write character competence for me, the comment section. Character competence. Character competence. Some people have certificate competence, they don't have character competence. Somebody should help me. Character competence. Some people have paper competence, they don't have character competence. Some people have degree, diplomas, theoretical competence, but they don't have competence. And the desire is to balance the fact that momentum is behavioral, and that comes with a certain disposition and a certain character. it makes you difficult to be replaced in any organization. It makes it difficult for you to lose your job. People lose their job, they are sad, they are retrenched, they are doing stuff. Africa, people are panicking. Jobs are scarce and descendant. There are other people that are like set in their place of work because they have mastered the character side of competence in addition to the other ones. I'm not despising the other ones. Remember, I said you need all the three: the head, the hand, and the heart. Don't joke with character. Build character. That's one thing GILTOP exists to do. Build, and one of the characters we need to build is long-term commitment, grit, fortitude, dexterity, the ability to stay, even if it is boring, and commit yourself to the discipline that will make your life to shift in the positive direction. They used to say, which is where horses beggars will ride. The character of focus is very essential to momentum. Small steps done daily is what will outperform emotional burst. Flying emoji if you are still here. Small steps every day is what gives us the success. Thank you, Dr. Gatwich from South Sudan was the first to join this call today, and it's still here flying emojis. I believe it's been an exciting time. Support for this webinar, if you are joining us for the first time, happens every third Tuesday of the month. You can share to your friend, our WhatsApp platform, like-minded. I have said, find your tribe, committed people who love knowledge, who love growth. They are welcome to join us every third Tuesday of the month for exciting episodes. The third Tuesday of March, we have an episode. And for further support, we have coaching communities and programs we run under GILTOP Global Consult for early career and mid-career professionals. For 2026, we have 3 special programs plus 1. The 3 is called the GILTOP Graduate Growth Track G3 program for this year. The first cohort has started for the GILTOP Graduate Growth Track. We have the GCLOB. GCLOB is a graduate career level of program. We have the GCAP. GCAP is the graduate career accelerator program. And we have the GLAB. GLAB is the graduate business and leadership accelerator. You can screenshot this page, send me a DM, or send an email to the email address that is on the screen if you desire to find out more about any of these programs, or you want to enroll or join the waiting list for the next set for a more intensive coaching with people of your tribe. These support systems are important to keep us sustainably on course and in momentum for what you want to achieve. I will love to take questions now. Fly an emoji if you're still here. If you have a question, you can put it in the comments or you can ask, and I'll be happy to answer as we build sustainable momentum for the year. We have our friends from Sierra Leone, have our friends from South Sudan, have our friends from Nigeria, have our friends from everywhere. It's a full house, and I'm really glad that transformation is happening one person at a time, one nation at a time. We are getting global indeed. And my joy is to see us execute what we are learning in a way that transforms society, in a way that improves the lives of other people, and in a way that helps us to be better than we used to be. All right. Do we have any questions? If you don't have any questions, can I get a 1-minute feedback summary? What did you learn? What did you take out from today's session? You can type it in one word or one sentence on the comments. You can unmute and speak if you desire to speak, to summarize what you picked from our session on building momentum, how to stay consistent when motivation fades. I would be happy to have any question or comment, but if we don't have any, then it's fine. I look forward to seeing us in the month of March for another exciting edition. So it's a joy to be a host, and this journey only gets better and better by the day. Fly an emoji as we celebrate our friends, celebrate our friends from Nigeria, celebrate our friends from Sierra Leone, celebrate our friends from South Sudan, celebrate our friends from the UK, and looking forward to seeing you next time. Please share and let tell others to join us as we proceed on the third Tuesday of next month. Thank you so much. That marks the end of today's session. See you next month. Bye bye.